I'd like you to consider doing an experiment. Perhaps close your eyes for 30 seconds and think about one or two reasons that you have to be sad. Go on, do that. And then I'd like you to close your eyes again and spend another 30 seconds thinking about one or two reasons that you have to be happy. Go on, do that. And then I'd like you to consider which one outweighs the other. By definition, of the differences of those things that make you have reason to be sad or those reasons that you have to be happy. Which one outweighs the other? I maintain, with the exception of extreme circumstances, 99.9 times out of 100, those happy factors will undoubtedly outweigh the sad factors. And then you need to be honest with yourself and ask, well, why am I being sad? If you just check the numbers on your lottery ticket and you determine that you won the £57 million jackpot and you jump up in the air and you come crashing down and God forbid you break your leg, even as they're wheeling you into the operating theater to pin that leg together, how much pain do you think you're going to really be in? Or are you going to actually be lying there thinking about how you're going to be spending your winnings whilst you're convalescing when you come out the other side? So the question is, why aren't we applying that same model to our daily lives? Yes, maybe right now there are things that are getting you down that make me feel despondent, but what about the lottery ticket? The winning numbers that you hold on your hand? Doesn't the bigger picture outweigh the present reality? You just went through the simple experiment. The reasons to be happy override the reasons to be sad. So why are you allowing for yourself to become perplexed rather than concentrate on the greater goodness that beckons when you come out the other side? Mishenichnas Adar, Marbim B'Simcha. We're now in the Hebrew month of Adar, stepping into a joyous month full of festivity, particularly the celebration of Purim, which impacts on the entire month, and we are instructed to strive to be happy throughout. You know, there was a woman who walked up to a wrinkled old man rocking frailly on his chair on his porch with a big smile on his face, looking as chipper as any. And she looked at him and she said to him, "Wow, you look so happy. What is your secret for a long and happy life?" And he raised his hand rather weakly to gesture and he said, "I smoke 3 packets of cigarettes a day. I also drink a case of whiskey a week and I eat fatty foods. I never exercise." And she looks at him and says, "That's amazing. How old are you?" And he says, 26. Happiness and joy are not just conditions of the mind and heart. They have direct bearing on our overall disposition and the way you function in life. We have to go out there and discover the joy of each day. Sure, there's a special mitzvah to be happy every given day of this entire Hebrew month of Adar. But the real objective is to take the happiness of the month throughout the entire year. There are those people who wake up in the morning and they say, "Good morning, God." There are others who wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, good God, morning." It all pretty much depends on what kind of person you are. Are you someone who despondently sees that every rose bush has thorns, or joyously perceive how even thorns have roses, or thorn bushes have roses? You know, on every main Jewish festival, as we are well aware outside of Israel, the Kohanim, the priests, go up in front of the synagogue to bless the entire congregation. Why is that restricted specifically to Jewish festivals? Why not more frequently than that? And the answer is because on a Jewish festival, we are in a better frame of mind. We are in a happier disposition. That then makes us ripe for receiving the necessary blessings. When you are in a state of despondency, it's difficult to perceive the blessings in life, but blessing and happiness are directly correlated. You can't experience one without the other. There was a woman who woke up one morning, she looked in the mirror and she noticed she only had 3 hairs on her head, and she got excited and she declared, "I think that today I'm going to braid my hair." So that's exactly what she did, and she had a great day. The next day she noticed she only had 2 hairs still on her head. And she said, "You know what, today I'm going to part my hair right down the middle." And that's exactly what she did, and she had a great day. The next day she realized she only had 1 hair left on her head, and she said, "Today I'm going to wear my hair in a pony." And that's what she did, and she had a remarkable day. The next day she woke up again and saw she had no more hair on her head, and she replied and she exclaimed excitedly, "Yay, today I don't have to worry about doing my hair." You see, attitude is everything. You could see the challenges of life as an obstacle or an opportunity. A pessimist sees the catastrophe even in the opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity even in a catastrophe. There are two ways to always see yourself, either as a victim of your circumstances or your surroundings or your upbringing, which in turn will make you sad, or you see yourself as someone determined to recreate themselves. And that sense of empowerment will make you happy. Everyone has two stories to tell. The good news is you get to be the author. You get to choose which one to write. Of course, many people will argue that if they only had more of life's trappings, if only they'd be more successful, then they would be in a better place. They'd be so much happier. Sheer, utter gibberish and nonsense. You know what they say? Whoever says money can't buy happiness doesn't know where to shop. And it's also said, love is more important than money, but try paying your bills with a hug. The truth is, contrary to popular misconception and popular belief, happiness doesn't come from success, fame, or fortune. In fact, the richest person in the world could be positively miserable, while a person living in the slums of a third world country could be happy and content. Sure, there are a lot of people out there who would tell you that they're happy and they might believe themselves to be, but then why is it that all too often, if they're honest with themselves, they're frustrated, they're agitated, they're discontented? Because the bottom line is this: the happiest people don't have the best of everything, they just make the best of everything that they have. You'll have a deeper sense of inner peace if you count your blessings instead of yearning for what you don't have. Or to put it in the famous words of our sages, wealth is determined by being satisfied with your lot. In fact, the more you yearn for what you don't have, the more dissatisfied you'll feel, the more frustrated you will be, and the less happy you will be. And ironically, it's precisely that which will essentially get in the way of your ability to achieve success. You see, again, contrary to popular belief, success is not what brings happiness. Happiness is what brings success. By definition, the Talmud tells us that the rabbis used to always get up before they relayed a Talmudic discourse and would tell some light anecdotes just to open the mind a little bit, to broaden the intellectual horizons of the students sitting before them. And the same principle applies. When you're in a happier frame of mind, you function better, you absorb better, you think better. When the rabbis tell us joy penetrates all obstacles, what they mean is that for all the things you believe you cannot do, for all the obstacles you create in your own mind, happiness enables you to transcend that, to rise above it. Happiness brings success, because when you are in that better place, you can go on to achieve really great things. The bottom line is this: happiness is a choice. There are two types of people in the world: those who choose to be happy and those who choose to be unhappy. Real happy people are happy because they choose to be happy. They make themselves happy. They maintain a positive outlook on life and remain at peace with themselves. It's the month of Adar. Mishenichnas Adar, Marbim B'Simcha. When the month of Adar comes in, we should always increase in joy. Go out there. Don't worry. Be happy.